Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering LTA North Split 1. For this occasion, I'm here accompanied by Tomo of Team Dignitas, coming off of a match over Team Liquid at the start of their run in said competition. So, Tomo, thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk to you. I mean, sure, you guys are coming off of this, off of a loss, but besides that, I just want to ask you, making your first appearance, returning to Dignitas after I think it's approximately 1 year. How's it feeling like for you? How was that experience today?
Um, how was my feeling today? Well, we kind of got destroyed, so not feeling too great right now. But obviously, we have a lot to learn, and they are a good team as well. And we are playing with a substitute jungler, so maybe it was like kind of expected in that sense. But I thought we could put up more of a fight. So yeah, right now I'm kind of sad, but I think we have a lot to work on, so that's good, I guess.
No, for sure. I definitely do understand the mindset that you're in right now, having to absorb this loss. I mean, well, since you mentioned it right there, we'll just jump right into it. I mean, obviously, as you said, you guys are kind of working with a substitute jungler in Lyra for Shiden. I mean, given the situation and having to play with the hand that you're dealt, I mean, what kind of how have you guys been able to try to practice and get as much reps in before today?
Um, our schedule like 2 weeks earlier was like Shady and Lyra split scrims. So basically, one of them plays the first block, other guy plays the second block. But nearing the opening week, we just played Lyra for like the last 4 days ish. Um, yeah, I think playing with Lyra, obviously, he's been retired for a while, right? He's kind of like had to come in because of a visa situation with our like actual jungler. So I know it's hard on him as well, and I think like everyone like just tried their best, but we just weren't like cohesive enough. Obviously, TL's played together for a while, so I think they just have like better synergy if they actually know like how to play with each other, and I think we just weren't there yet.
I know you already mentioned about like the biggest like issues that affected the team for today, but more so like what do you feel is like the biggest like positives, if that's the appropriate way to say, or more so a better way to describe it is what do you feel is the biggest takeaways that you feel the team kind of showed for the better at the very least, that you guys can kind of like build on for the next match.
Uh, I think we just need to have like an early like a stable early game, and we need to try to transition our like however small advantage we have, and we need to like not play too scared, I guess. I think we were like just kind of like AFK in the games, and we kind of let TL get everything that they wanted, and we didn't really respond to anything until it was like too late. So I think just have like more proactivity in the early game, and then go from there.
Hmm. I mean, like, kind of want to pivot back over to the rest of the team and also yourself, given that, as I said at the start of the conversation, you're returning to Dignitas after, departing from them in the middle of last year, moving over to 100 Thieves, making World, making all that good stuff, and then going back over to Dig. I mean, how have you viewed your overall process from, like, having to go from Dig to 100 Thief and then going back to set team?
Uh, well, I think last year when I played on Dig, we had like a, I guess, decently successful run. Like I think we placed like middle of the pack, which is like okay for a slow one, I guess. And then I didn't expect to be dropped because I thought I played well enough. Um, but obviously I got dropped, and then I went to 100. We made that miracle run. I think um, I learned a lot there, and I try to transfer my experiences that I had from 100 Thieves to this new Dignitas with like a new. It's this dig is like a complete like overhaul from last year because we have like a completely new recruiting staff. I think only me and Oz are basically like I guess the returning players from last year's dig. Um, but we do have a lot of like fresher faces in the team, and I think right now we're just trying to find out how we can work with each other and just like play off each other's strengths. But obviously with like our substitute situation and Shannon playing scrims, he's playing on like 70 ping and he's like a pretty like mechanical like I want to fight you type of jungler, but he doesn't like get the I guess his ping's like too high to like actually like limit test as hard as he wants. So that's definitely like not really playing to his strengths. So that's like kind of unfortunate for us. But I think once the whole roster gets together, um, I think we just need to find our style and just stick to it.
I mean, just sort of like a quick check. I mean, do you guys kind of expect for Shiden to arrive in time for the next match, or is it just going to be like playing with Lyra for this first competition at the very most?
I cannot comment on that because I don't know how the visa process is going to work. Hopefully he makes it to week 2, but I don't think anything's like confirmed or anything.
No, it's all good. I do understand your answer in that regard. I mean, going back over into just focusing on yourself. I mean, obviously you mentioned about you know your year overall in 2024. I mean, if there's one thing that you feel you worked on the more so changed um, from last year to right now at this very moment, what do you feel that thing is?
I think the thing I'm working on the most right now is just trying to keep my condition to the best I can, as in like just try to be as consistent as possible because I think on 100 Thieves, we did like pretty well, like during playoffs, whatever. We made it to Worlds, but then at Worlds, I think just like with travel and like being at Worlds, I guess it's kind of like a whole new experience, and I wasn't completely comfortable with my surroundings, and I think I like my mental wasn't that good at the time because we were like kind of getting ran in scrims and stuff. So I think in that sense, I kind of let the team down, and so this year my goal, I guess, for myself is just to have a good mental and just be as consistent as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely do understand, your mindset because I would say like out of all of the players that have been competing in like the LCS/LTA North, I feel like your career has like been I don't want to say roller coaster, but it's basically been exactly that. Just kind of like flip flopping from tier one, tier two, and then like making to worlds, and then going back down to LTA. Having to make that journey back onto that position. Hopefully, you're able to make that happen by the end of the year. But still, how have you been able to be so focused, or more so maintain your mentality in this kind of roller coaster ish ride, if that's the appropriate way to say.
Um, well, you actually have like a lot of downtime, especially like after Worlds. I don't know how long it was. Like for me, maybe like 2.5 months, 3 months, whatever, of like no league, right? Like no competitive league. So during that time, I'm kind of like just chilling at home, and then I'm just thinking about like what I could have done better, um, and just like try to keep improving as much as I can from like the experiences I've gathered throughout the years.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, uh, and yeah, hopefully you and the rest of the team can kind of bounce back from this next or from today's result and build on it for your next one. And one more question before I wrap up. Talking about your next opponent is DSG, disguised, and so I want to ask you just sort of a quick view as to like your impressions of the team, given that you were basically part of them last year, and what do you feel is like the biggest challenge that they pose to you guys?
Um, well, I think the issue is definitely like most similar to us in the sense that they have a lot of like newer faces as well, kind of. So I think they're like very raw in terms of their macro. So I think in our series, it will definitely come out to who has better macro and just like taking better team fights as well.
Yeah, definitely be a one of a match to look out for in the next week. And so that's it. I'm going to wrap up the interview right here. Tomo, thank you so much for
Thank
answering
you.
all of my questions during this interview. Despite the loss, I really appreciate it. And nevertheless, I give my best of luck to their team, but most importantly for yourself.
Thank you. Appreciate it.